Caitlin Clark isn't just changing the game, she is the game. You think you've seen crazy sports hype before? Think again. She just sold out a preseason game in minutes. Not an NBA Finals, not a championship, a preseason game. And guess who they're playing? Not Steph, not LeBron, not the Lakers. Brazil. Tickets gone. Prices skyrocketing. Even Mr. Beast is out here begging for a seat. This isn't just basketball anymore. This is a full-blown cultural takeover. And we've got the footage, the facts, and the receipts to prove it. So sit tight, let's break down the Caitlin Clark effect like you've never seen before. But before we jump into the good stuff, take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. By joining our crew, you'll always be in the loop with the latest WNBA updates, expert takes, and breakdowns of big moves just like this. Don't miss out, we've got every angle covered. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive right in.
Indiana Fever game. It's going to be a huge one. The women's basketball game upgraded to a bigger arena to make room for more fans as the DC team takes on basketball superstar Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball player, she's a movement. She doesn't just move the needle, she is the needle. And if you still don't believe it, just look at what happened recently. Her return to Carver Hawkeye Arena for a preseason game against the Brazilian women's national team sold out instantly.
Really is in part due to Clark's popularity. Now, the team ownership is calling this an unprecedented demand for tickets.
And no, she's not playing against LeBron, Steph Curry, or even the Utah Jazz. She's playing against a team most people outside of Brazil have never even heard of. Yet the demand for tickets was so high, you'd think it was the Super Bowl. Think about it, this isn't an NBA Finals matchup or a historic rivalry game. It's a preseason game. And it's sold out like it was a heavyweight boxing title fight.
Fever are playing in Iowa. The game sold out in literally, it didn't matter how long it took to sell out, you couldn't even get in. If you were there, you probably didn't get a ticket.
That's not normal. That's the Caitlin Clark effect. If you were hoping to snag a last-minute ticket, well, good luck. You might need to start digging through your couch cushions or consider selling a kidney because resale prices are soaring into the thousands. Yes, thousands. And we're not talking about courtside seats. Any seat in the arena is selling for more than most people pay for rent. Even YouTube's Mr. Beast, who literally gives away millions of dollars, is on social media begging for a seat. That's the level of insanity we're talking about. And it's not just this game. Everywhere Clark goes, the tickets vanish. When the Indiana Fever played in Washington, over 20,000 people packed the arena, an all-time WNBA record for a single game. In cities across the country, demand for WNBA tickets has reached heights that were once unthinkable. Clark isn't just boosting attendance, she's redefining what's possible for the WNBA. But here's the real question. Why is this happening? What is it about Caitlin Clark that has turned the WNBA into must-see entertainment?
It's a preseason game. This is a preseason game. And it's sold out in about 10 seconds. Like, there was a 10% chance if you tried to buy them, you could get them.
The numbers don't lie, and the Caitlin Clark effect is very, very real. Let's break it down. 340,000 plus total home attendees for the Indiana Fever's 18 games, averaging over 17,000 fans per night, the highest in WNBA history. TV ratings skyrocketed. WNBA games featuring Clark average 1.2 million viewers per game, a 100% increase from non-Clark games. Jersey sales? Absolutely nuts. Fever gear sales shot up 1,200%, and Clark's number 22 jersey sold faster than Costco's legendary rotisserie chickens. Local businesses near Gainbridge Fieldhouse saw a 25% increase in sales on Fever game days.
So no good seats. $1,142 for a not very good seat.
That's not just fandom, that's economic impact. For context, before Clark arrived, the Fever were struggling to get 4,000 people in the stands. Now entire NBA arenas are being upgraded to fit the crowds trying to see her play. She's basically turned every game into a Taylor Swift concert with basketballs. But wait, this isn't just about fans filling seats. It's about shifting the entire sports culture. WNBA games are now must-watch TV. Sponsors are pouring in money. Networks are scrambling for broadcasting rights. The entire league is changing before our eyes, and it's all because of Caitlin Clark. Of course, not everyone is on board the Caitlin Clark hype train. You've got some critics who refuse to acknowledge the obvious, and their arguments are, well, let's just say they're about as sturdy as a house of cards in a hurricane. But let's break it down, because some of these takes, they just don't hold up. She's only popular because she's white. Let's be real, Clark's success isn't just about who she is, it's about what she does. And what she does is dominate. She's the all-time leading scorer in NCAA history, smashing records that stood for decades. She's the first player to lead the nation in both points and assists not once, but twice. She's dropped 49 points in a single game, sent defenders spinning with her handles, and drained logo threes like they were layups. So, are people watching because she's white, or because she's a once-in-a-generation talent? It's just hype, she'll fade away. Hype is when something gets attention for no reason. This question mark, this is earned. A 170% increase in WNBA viewership isn't just a temporary spike.
Atlanta Dream set the record for the biggest crowd to watch a WNBA game in Georgia history.
Pretty exciting. One of the big reasons fans flock to State Farm Arena is, of course, the Caitlin Clark effect.
It's a fundamental shift in the sport's popularity. People don't just tune in once for hype, they keep coming back because the product is that good. And if ticket sales are any indicator, the demand for Clark is only growing. Hype fades, superstars last. She's not even the best player in the league. Let's talk facts. As a rookie, Clark averaged 19.2 points and 8.4 assists per game, numbers that shattered WNBA records for a first-year guard. She broke the all-time rookie assist record while also being one of the top scorers in the league. Sure, there are other incredible players in the WNBA, but how many of them have changed the entire business model of the league in less than a year? How many have forced teams to move games to bigger arenas? Clark isn't just good, she's changing the game. And here's the reality check. People love watching Clark play because she's exciting. She drains logo threes like she's playing a video game. She slings no-look passes that make defenders dizzy. She electrifies the game. She's the reason your uncle, who only watches ESPN for baseball highlights, is suddenly talking about women's hoops. Like her or not, Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw women's basketball has ever seen. And the craziest part, she's just getting started. But let's not stop there, because the Caitlin Clark effect goes way beyond the stat sheet. Let's talk about how she's transforming the WNBA from a niche market into a financial powerhouse. Before Clark, WNBA preseason games selling out 15,000 seats was about as likely as Kanye West tweeting something his PR team wouldn't quit over. But now, the WNBA is entering a new era. Let's talk about some major shifts. The Chicago Sky moved their Fever matchups to the United Center, which is twice the size of their old arena, and the Atlanta Dream shifted their Fever game to State Farm Arena to handle demand. The NBA All-Star three-point contest was canceled when Clark declined to participate. Yes, canceled because apparently, if she's not in it, it's not worth watching. And it's not stopping there. Networks are adjusting programming schedules to accommodate Fever games. Brands that never cared about women's basketball are suddenly throwing massive sponsorship deals at the WNBA. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a revolution. Oh, and the Fever, they aren't messing around. They've gone from being a rebuilding team to one of the most exciting teams in the WNBA overnight. And it's not just because of Caitlin Clark, it's because they've built a serious squad around her, with veterans, defensive anchors, and elite shooters who complement her fast-paced style. Here's the power squad Clark will be leading. DeWanna Bonner, a two-time WNBA champion and elite scorer, is the kind of player who can take over a game when needed, and her experience is invaluable for a young team. Natasha Howard, a three-time WNBA champion and defensive monster, is a true enforcer on defense whose ability to lock down opponents and grab boards makes her the perfect fit next to Clark. Sophie Cunningham, a sharp shooter and all-around savage, is the scrappy, fearless shooter every championship team needs. She can drain threes and get under opponents' skin. Aaliyah Boston, the 2023 Rookie of the Year and a paint dominator, was already a rising star for the Fever. And now, with Clark feeding her the ball, she's about to explode onto the scene as one of the WNBA's premier bigs. In short, the Fever aren't just playing for fun anymore. They're playing for rings. And with Clark running the show, they might just get one sooner than you think. But what makes this even more exciting is how Clark is changing the entire way teams operate. The WNBA can no longer afford to be just competitive. They need to be marketable. They need superstars. They need entertainment value. Because Caitlin Clark didn't just bring new fans, she completely changed the standard for what people expect from women's basketball. So, what does this all mean for the future of the WNBA? Whoa, you've made it this far. That must mean you're really enjoying the video, right? So why not take a quick second to hit that follow button? It's totally free, super simple, and helps us keep bringing you more awesome content, especially if you love the WNBA. Whether it's game highlights, player spotlights, or behind-the-scenes moments, we've got you covered. Plus, by following, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to your favorite teams and players. Go on, tap that follow now. All right, let's jump back in. Perhaps the most mind-blowing part of all this? The WNBA's upcoming $200 million per year TV deal set to start in 2026. Before Clark, the league was barely scraping by with $60 million per year. Now, thanks to her 45% share of the WNBA's total broadcast value, the league is looking at a financial explosion. Player salaries could jump from $120,000 to over $300,000 per year. The WNBA is officially done with its struggling era. No more begging the NBA for pocket change. No more, will the league survive? Headlines, it's thriving. And the driving force behind it? Caitlin Clark. At this point, denying Caitlin Clark's impact is like denying that the sky is blue. The receipts are everywhere. 15,000 preseason tickets sold out in minutes. 26.5% of the WNBA's economy is tied directly to Clark. NBA arenas are expanding just to handle Fever games, and a game-changing TV deal is about to make it rain for WNBA players. But the craziest part? She's just getting started. Clark is still young, still improving, and still hungry for more. She's already made history in college, revolutionized women's basketball as a rookie, and now she's got an even stronger team backing her up. If the Fever go on to win a WNBA championship, it will be the ultimate mic drop moment for anyone who doubted her impact. Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball player, she's a phenomenon. She's redefining what's possible in women's sports, turning preseason games into sellouts, pushing WNBA ticket sales to record highs, and forcing networks to rethink their entire approach to women's basketball. The numbers don't lie, her impact is undeniable. From skyrocketing TV ratings to packed arenas, Clark is bringing a whole new level of energy and excitement to the WNBA. She's making people pay attention.
I feel like the sport is definitely gaining the attention it deserves, and it's giving recognition to female athletes that they really deserve.
Whether they're longtime fans or brand new ones just discovering the game. And the best part? She's only just beginning.
Happy for Caitlin in her own right. However, it's the bigger picture, and I'm happy for women's athletics.
With a stacked Fever squad behind her and the league entering a new era of growth, the future of women's basketball has never looked brighter. Love her or hate her, one thing's for sure, Caitlin Clark is here to stay, and she's taking the WNBA to heights it's never seen before. So what happens next? We watch, we witness, we enjoy the ride. Because whether you love her or love to hate her, Caitlin Clark is here to stay, and she's taking the WNBA to a level it's never seen before. So to the skeptics still clinging to their bad takes, it's time to let go. Grab a ticket, tune in, and witness history. And if you're still not convinced, just wait. The Caitlin Clark era is only getting started. And that's a wrap on the Caitlin Clark effect like you've never seen before. If you made it this far, you're clearly loving the content, so why not make it official? Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a like if you're hyped for what's next. What do you think can Caitlin Clark lead the Fever to a championship? Is she already the biggest game changer in WNBA history? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. And don't worry, we've got plenty more where this came from. Stay tuned for more deep dives, wild highlights, and all the latest from the world of basketball. All right, that's it for now. Catch you in the next one.